Tony, take us to roll call, please.
Mayor Hine,
Present.
Counselor Johnson,
Present.
Counselor Quayle,
Present.
Counselor Hendrickson,
Present.
Counselor Jeca.
Present. All right, first on the agenda is the mayoral update. I really don't have one this week. Yeah, so we'll move on from that. Public discussion. This is for any items not listed on the agenda or for items that are on the agenda that will ask for a motion. A motion will not be made. If we are going to be doing a motion, you can discuss it with us then. Discussion time is limited to 3 minutes per presenter. If you have something to say, please come up to the podium, give your name and address, and tell us what you're thinking. Good. Yeah.
Tara Alsher, 4802 Arnold Road. I'm gonna start right away by saying I have 2 people to yield time, so I have 9 minutes, and any time that I'm interrupted, I'm gonna be reclaiming. I want to start by explaining what you have in front of you. I'm sorry I didn't give them to everybody, but Shane, you should know it because they're your text message threads. And this is a text message stream that has multiple people on it, for anybody who doesn't know. This is back to April of 2024. This is with now Mayor Jamie Hine, Suzanne, former Mayor Suzanne Herstead, Tony, the city administrator, and Shane Downing, the public works supervisor. I got it sent to me by data request that the Duluth Monitor had done, and to say they're egregious is an understatement. But I love exposing the kind of people that you are. So we're going to start with a couple of questions. The basis of this kind of talks about as they're prepping to basically start attacking Justin Alshire and the Alshire family. We start talking about the legalities of 15-minute breaks. And it's very clear that the people involved in the conversation start to defend a 15-minute break. But what I find so funny, and they went back in the CBA and they found that he didn't have a 15-minute break, even though it took 8 minutes to drop off these racks that caused all the problems. Last week, we were trying to defend getting benefits for somebody on FMLA. Do we even know why this person is on FMLA or that kind of thing?
That's perfect.
Okay, so is it mental health private as well?
I'm not going to discuss.
Okay, I figured you would, so I'll just do your talking for you because you already did it in these messages. So when you go to specific text messages, if you would like to reference, I don't know what page, let's see, it's towards the end. You can see that Mr. Downey, who likes to clearly stir the pot, kept sending screenshots of what Mr. Alshire would send to him and then trying to get the hens clucking in this little evil group that he has. But in the one after the meeting on April 29th, so I'm just going to remind you all that these people have continued to go after Justin Alshire until he was fired. And they've gone after my family, they've gone after these children that are in the room here, and they've tried to make our lives living hell. Actually, Commander Rash, that was funny to talk about tasing me at one point. So when I talk about how emotionally connected I am to this, and the fact that you guys have been blind to it and refuse to believe it and keep making comments that I'm crazy, I just want to go right to the source of the people that are truly evil. So on this page, and if you could go to the part that says by Jamie Hine, oh my God, okay, that's the one I'm referencing. So it's right after Shane Downey sends a text message that happened.
Who's the second person? 2 and 3?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reclaim that. I want to reclaim this time. I don't want to be interrupted and then be cut short because that's part of this refusing the First Amendment. So Downey says, this was just sent to me from Alshire, just sharing so everyone knows, which it just basically stated that he was going to take the rest of the day off after a horrific meeting. Jamie's response, and I quote, God, he has just gone through a huge disciplinary process and saved his job by the skin of his teeth. During that process, his wife attacked every supervisor he has on a personal basis in very inappropriate ways. And after all that, he wants time off. I'm so done. Suzanne Herstead follows it off by, go get him. He just can't face everyone now that he and Tara have made asses of themselves. Jamie, I wish that were the reason, but unfortunately, we all know that's not the case. I don't think he's capable of understanding what an ass he and Tara were today. Well, not him, but his family and wife certainly. Now, I just gotta remind you guys that Justin's grandpa got up to speak for him, and he basically just asked, I'm just confused. Tony notices something on a Monday and she doesn't say anything till a Wednesday. And then do you only have one wheelchair in the city? So he's an ass. My dad got up and said, I just want you to know this man right here is my son-in-law. I trust him with everything. And I believe he's a good guy. I've been in the trucking industry for 30 plus years. And I stand by him. I borrow him my equipment. And the only thing he said is, Daryl, that's not great. That's ditching, which magically became the new offensive word in the years to come. So my dad's asked too. Let's keep going because I'm probably going to run out of time. If you notice, there's a spot where Jamie or Tony, whoever, I mean, they're all labeled, but says, or she redacts. If you go to the next page, Jamie, did you get to hear that he blank right after the meeting, but asked Daryl instead of Shane? So if you look at that, this is proof that our city administrator does illegal redactions, unnecessary redactions, because if you go to the following page, you'll notice at the top, you can see the only word she redacted was the word left. How the hell is the word left private or personal, Tony? Think about it. You're busted. I got you on so many things. Shane sends a picture of his time off that Justin requested to take personal time with me because I was pregnant on my 5th child. Today stands for the 5-year anniversary from when I got the diagnosis for our 3rd child who died. Okay, so saying my pregnancies are a little fragile could be an understatement, not to mention when we're getting attacked by the city. Shane decides it's a good idea to let you all know that Justin requested the day off per mental health. He says, take a look at the subject line, just another little jab. How the hell is that a jab? And last time I checked, that's private business. Suzanne says, can I take a mental health day too? Maybe Tony and Shane in a file against the city for what they endured yesterday. Tony then redacts her own stuff, which I guarantee is not personal or private, because it's probably just mean, because that's all you are. You're just mean.
Okay, Tara, is there a point to all this?
Doesn't matter if there's a point, this is city business because you talk disgusting. You intended to put harm on my family. If you go to another part where we talk about Barb Nelson, that's my mom. She says, and I quote, Tony, we could not buy directly from ABS, which is actually ASB, so do your job right. I'm curious to see what Barb thinks if Heather tries to press the issue and get more documentation from her company. Could create a huge mess for Alshire with the in-laws, because that's what you want. You want to hurt us. You always have. It's just like today when I got a cease and desist letter when I came home, because you guys have done nothing but lie. And Justin called it out. I have you reported saying that Justin spent the last 2 years not doing his job correctly, which goes against you talking about his employment. Have you reported? Don't deny it.
Did he say Justin's name?
Yes, he did, and I have it reported, but I know that you said this. I sent you a text message because at the last meeting, I couldn't speak because I wasn't here because the last time I brought my kids to a meeting, I had CPS called on me. So I didn't come to the meeting. I watched it on the Zoom. I tried to message the Zoom and asked to speak. I had my husband come up here and ask to speak. I couldn't speak. So what did I do? I messaged the mayor like she tells me to do. What did the mayor do? Sent a cease and desist order. Do you guys see how destructive and disgusting these people are? And Bob, Mike, and Mike, you sit there with a smirk face. You guys have to know. You have to know what you're involved in. This is gross. don't smirk at me. Read the messages. You want, I mean, go on, I'm gonna let you take these home. Read through. They're not nice people, Mike. I don't care how you defend it. Think of what you've gone through in the HR department. Is this somebody, Jamie says she's got a master's. Never hire somebody that thinks it's okay to laugh at. Got laughy emojis, mean emojis, with mental health. He sent an email saying that he believed I had mental illness after a finance meeting August of 2024. So go to your counselor to say I have mental illness, but it's not okay for a husband to take a day off after you freaking attacked him for his wife's mental health during a pregnancy that she could barely have. You guys are messed up. You're evil. And if you can't agree that your words are disgusting, then there's no hope for this city. Because guess who else got it earful? Suzanne Herstead. And I'm disgusted by all of you. If my time is up, what? All I have to say is know who you're sitting by and who you're defending. Because they all have done wrong. And you sit back and you put a smile on and you pretend to be this special person for the public when you're all evil. And that's one of the worst ones right there.
That's not true.
I really hope karma comes to bite you guys in the ass.
Does anyone else have anything to talk about tonight? Then we will move on to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda today, we have the minutes from May 11th council meeting as the May 26th council meeting. We also have executed claims from May 27th, 2026 to June 8th, 2026, totaling $194,367.10. Council, any questions on anything in either of the minutes or the claims?
I just want to make sure that Sylvia, everything looked okay for her if she's not here tonight, but.
It looked to me like we addressed Sylvia's concern.
Everyone's okay with that, then I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll second.
Okay, Councilor Henderson has made the motion, Councilor Jeff has seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Department reports. Administrative report.
The month May started with our auditors from Clifton Larson Allen performing our 2025 audit, which is a mix of on-site work and off-site work, where they perform state-required testing on different processes. They pull random samples of payroll, cash receivables, contracts, and invoices to test and make sure we are following state and federal laws. The audit went very well, and Mary Reedy from CLA will be here July 6th to go over their findings. Our trips to the Capitol paid off as we were awarded our $3.8 million state bonding request, thanks to the work of Representatives Lesnikar and Senator Hoschild, as well as our lobbyist Jeff Anderson. We continue to meet to prepare for the utility extensions planned for 2026 to 2028, as well as the Rice Lake Road Corridor project final designs and streetscaping. There are a lot of things that must be completed before the design phase and pre-construction phase on these projects to make sure we have a successful project in the end. And now we can focus on our bonding request extensions as well and get the final designs completed on those. I attended clerk election training to get caught up on all the new requirements for the upcoming elections and to renew my certificate. New clerks must have 5 hours of initial training and existing clerks must complete 4 hours of training every 2 years. The primary election will be held August 11th and the general election will be held November 3rd. And a data request update for the month of May. There was one request, staff time approximately 13 hours with an estimated cost of $494. That brings our 2026 totals to 17 requests 39.5 hours, and estimated cost $1,513.65.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, council?
I'd like to make a statement. If Tony Boondall has ever done anything wrong, I think the state would have already been involved. He is nothing but honorable. This community works long hours. I respect her. And I want to thank her for all her hard work, because on Sunday, Saturday nights, Friday nights, any night, holiday or not, she is working for our community,
$114,000 a year.
and she deserved every bit of it.
Bullshit.
Thank you.
Finance reports.
Okay, ending, checking account balance is $2,323,026.83. In Ferguson investments, it's $1,631,015.24. For a total combined cash of $3,954,042.07.
Thank you. Any questions on financial? Moving on then to building and zoning.
For the month of May, we had one administrative land split, one lot combination, one placement of a mobile or manufactured home, one residential deck, 4 residential demolitions, 1 residential detached garage under 12,000 square feet, 2 residential detached garages over 12,000 square feet, 1 residential home addition, 1 residential HVAC, 9 residential roof siding, windows and or doors, 1 residential single family dwelling, and 2 variance requests for a total of 25 permits issued. The total valuation is $716,094, and total fees collected was $7,955.59.
Council, any comments? No animal control this month. Public Works.
Sharing your infrastructure. We transition, food solar operation to maintain the water grader has been rinsing and people remaining areas. That we can work in the spring and spring thaw. Conditions have improved significantly, as the frost and flu works way in the a little more. Status planning, chloride, and one of them investigating is without paper schedule. Northland, which explain the old. Yeah. The package here, you did raise the 40 votes, so expansion, and lighting afterward, shall security and one fairly well. There's some smaller additional cash order that remains anticipate that we did something wrong. And then here, the grading and it's been limited during the month of May, mainly because due to the dry condition, we didn't have very much rain, obviously. And it's very, I don't know, I guess it can help. It's those, it's pretty wide, so. We went out. First, it's 4 real rock and measures. So, we have the abilities to gain system checks, maintenance portion of its activities are ongoing, consistent. We have strict close to halfway through
hydrant flushing in the system. Myself should know, where it's doing some of the, maintenance on the system sewer. Those functions on the atmosphere shortly. Mark, I'm officially open on 15 of May, and the cruise continues to be cleaned up. So.
Shane? What's my questions?
Okay, I have a question, just a statement, I gotta say that pothole on the fairground, couple of, whatever, six. Through that about 20 more times, we'll have a whole new road. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Okay, very important.
All right, for the month of May, we had 36 total calls for service. Wide variety of calls for the month. We had 19 medicals. 5 wildland fires, which were our 2 harbors response. 2 structure fires, 2 grass fires. 2 power line hazard calls. 1 brush fire, 1 lift assist. 1 vehicle accident injury, and then 1 good intent call as well. Going back to the Stewart Trail Fire deployment, so during the weekend of May 15th through May 18th, we're finding around the clock shifts supporting mutually west and 2 harbors. The Stewart Trail Fire, we were able to provide 2 trucks and manpower for these shifts, directly supporting fire suppression and structural protection assignments. The plan, we build out $16,323.75. It's in the city, and will directly support the operating budget going forward. Next thing is firefighter wellness initiative. Fire department's gonna launch a pilot wellness reimbursement initiative designed to support the health, resilience, and readiness of our members. Through this program, each member will be eligible to receive to a $250 reimbursement for approved wellness related expenses of their choice. Eligible categories include physical wellness, mental wellness, recovery and injury prevention, and fitness equipment. This pilot program will jointly fund in conjunction with our auxiliary as well as our relief association, as we each contribute 50% share towards the initiative. Fire service is constantly evolving significantly in recent years regarding fire health and wellness. And historically, firefighters were expected to respond to emergencies, post-traumatic incidents, and process traumatic incidents internally, and then move on. And today we're recognizing that prioritizing the mental and physical well-being is essential to maintaining a healthy and sustainable department for the community. Recent years, the department has emphasized personal wellness by encouraging the use of our employee assistance resources, promoting peer support, and creating an environment where members feel comfortable seeking help when needed. This initiative builds on those efforts, and by allowing members to invest in the wellness resources that meets their individual needs, while also supporting our retention and operation readiness. Been trying to figure out a way to support our members in wellness over the last year and a half to 2 years. Mainly spurred on by the OSHA changes that were going to be coming from the NFPA standards that were guidelines that initially that supposedly at some point in the future are going to become OSHA. While having a conversation with our auxiliary and understanding where their financial needs were, we figured that piloting this project between fundraiser dollars would be a good start to see how that actually pans out before making it a budget type of item. And so we'll look forward to having some reports here in the future as to how that was utilized by our leadership.
Where do things stand right now with those OSHA jurisdictions?
I guess it's fine. So when the election happened, a lot of that stuff got pushed down on priority lists, and so we haven't had any kind of further knowledge of whether that's coming or what the review for those standards looks like, and public opinion hearings were had. So whether they're implementing all of that at once, little by little, or leave it and not work together is yet to be seen.
I have a question, Chief. What is the difference between the fire department auxiliary and the relief?
So the Relief Association is the fire department memberships fundraiser entity. The Relief Association started out with the retirement aspect of our department, but then it's probably been 12 years ago, or maybe even more, we transitioned to para, managing our retirement funds. And when we did that, we still needed an entity to control our general fund dollars. So the fundraise money from pancake breakfast, Red Run, all that. And so that's what
Any other questions for Chief?
I'm interested to hear what comes back. Someone said I think it's a pretty neat program.
Yeah, we purposely designed it to meet people where they are and not put a lot of restrictions on how they could use that $250. Obviously, there are some things that they can't use it for, but everybody's stressors are different, and you need a pair of running shoes to de-stress. Well, then it's there. If you need counseling sessions, then it's there. So making it less restrictive was very important for us.
Is this something that's just unique to Rice Lake, or you're?
I think volunteer department wise, there's not a lot of departments that are doing this. Career departments are definitely exploring this option. I don't have any kind of statistics on what departments are or aren't. But I think it's just another piece of the retention aspect of our current membership that this will help with.
How was our retention in the last couple of years?
Other than a couple of young, straight out of college members, we've retained everybody. Which has been a significant change in the last decade. You know, 8 to 12 years ago, so in that time frame, that was when we were having a large portion of turnover happening consistently, where we were lucky to get people to stay on for 3 years at most. And so the actual cost value to the city was drastically higher than it needed to be. That was back when we started to implement the stipend project, which has proved beneficial since then. And I think that this will be a thing that works well in the favor of the city.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
Okay, anything further from the Chief? All right. We do not have insurance report. I do want to.
Hi, Wayne Rash here, Music Commander in Duluth. It's great to be back at the meeting. I'll just like to say, as far as my, not that anyone asked, but my input regarding the Chief Mimi's program there, one of the hats I wear at the sheriff's office is the peer support and wellness coordinator. And to that end, I totally agree that it sounds like a wonderful program for stress. So very encouraged, very encouraged. Not a ton of detail to pull out of this May's month's calls for service. There's 220 separate calls. Deputy Austin Wick accounted for a third of that. This was his May would have been his first full month back in Rice Lake.
of some interest when you're pulling, separate stats, I have to, make sure that it's Austin Wick and not his uncle, who also works out of the Duluth office. While we're talking staffing, Austin is back. Obviously, Rice Lake only has one assigned deputy. But I feel it's helpful for your awareness that, the sheriff's office wide, we are, closer to full staff than we have been post-COVID, so in many years. So that is, for those of us intimately involved with the hiring and retention, that is no easy, it has been no easy task. So we'll have 3 deputies, completing field training within the next few weeks, and another group of 5, being hired in August. And so we're very proud to say that we're getting, close to our full staff. Is there any questions about May specifically?
No, we had, a mayor's talk last Monday, and speeding on some of the roads is still a high concern with our residents, so if you could pass that on, that would be great. We did recommend calling 111, because the more calls you get, the more you're aware of where the issues are, but if you could just pass that on, great.
Again, and we have only one speed trailer, and that, doesn't curtail long-term, habits as much as we would like. It does in the short term. And so it's a hotly contested at different locations throughout the summer, but we will get that, on our problem roads in Rice Lake as well. The only other thing I thought I would share, just as far as applicable to what's going on, is June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Last month at the last week county board meeting, they read a proclamation, as did Mayor Reiner, about gun violence awareness. Why that's applicable in our community, in the past year, in 2 separate incidents, 7 of our deputies have been shot at in 2 deadly force encounters. And so when you start talking about gun violence awareness, that incorporates everything from homicide to suicide, anything that firearm is used in. And some of those are obviously very hard to curtail for the average person. But where the state has really made some strides is in the extreme risk protection order, which is now 7 years old. And so I'll just close with a little bit of I guess a plug for the extreme risk protection order. If you have reason to believe that a family member, a friend, a colleague is going through a mental health crisis, there is now in Minnesota a method legally to have those guns removed. Some states refer to as a red flag. That's kind of slang for what the extreme risk protection order is, even in Minnesota. But you can petition your local law enforcement, the county attorney's office, to help with identifying that. And we've had locally, we've had some experience now with this initiative, and I think it's worth noting that unlike some years ago, you just don't have to throw up your hands and wait for something bad to happen. You can take a more proactive step. So, and purple extreme risk protection order is what it's known as. But that's all I have.
Any questions for Madam Rush? Thank you. All right, we will move on to new business. Not a lot of it today. You'll see some of the liquor license applications have been months. First one is obviously because I want to vote on the liquor license for my own establishment. So first one on the agenda is the 2026 Fall and Renewal Act. Any questions or comments? I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 Fall and Renewal liquor license application.
Councilor Johnson has made the motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
Councilor Wade has seconded. Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, All in favor, say aye. And opposed? And of course, I say. Then we have three. The 2026 Boomtown renewal, 2026 Quick Trip renewal, and 2026 Other Place renewal. Any comments or questions? No promotion.
I'll make a motion to renew hometown renewal, quick trip. Renewal, and the other place renewal,
Okay.
2026.
Councilor Quaid has made the motion. Do we have a second?
All support.
Councilor Jacka has seconded. Any comments from the audience? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Then we have the liquor license renewal for Billy's with conditions. Tony, you want to talk about that?
Sure, so we have a license renewal for Billy's. Everything has been submitted, it's gonna sell the checks. But the first half of their property taxes are not paid up to date, and that is one of the stipulations in our liquor license ordinance. I did speak with Brian from there, and he said that they are planning on having them paid in the next couple of weeks. So just looking to see if you guys would approve it with the condition that we won't issue the license until we confirm that those taxes are paid.
And as a little past history, we have done this previously with a license, so this is not abnormal. Any comments or questions?
They just have to have their taxes paid by the end of June. Is that? Or it
Yes, I
expires.
believe their current permit expires June 30th.
Yes.
Once you guys approve them, then we have to send them to the state. They have to approve them, and then we can actually issue the license, which is why we can wait a couple weeks to make sure that they read it before we send it.
So we will still continue, we will send their license out to the state,
Yep.
this will not issue. Okay. Okay, I see no problem with that at all. Any other comments or questions? Then I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Billy's 2026 renewal application with those conditions.
Councilor Henderson has made the motion, do we have a second?
Well, second.
Councilor Johnson has seconded, all in favor, any comments from the audience? Okay. Then all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. Then we have executed claims that were pulled out of the consent agenda. Because this is for Councilor Jecka for his volunteer work to Harvard's for the Stewart Trail Fire. Some people obviously being abstaining from that. Any comments or questions? And for motion,
I'll make a motion to approve Counselor Jack's executed claims.
Councilor Henderson has made the motion. Do we have a second?
Okay.
Councilor Quaid has seconded. Any comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Abstaining.
Councilor Jacka abstains. Motion passes. Then also pulled from consent agenda were the executive claims. This one is for Tracy Quaid. Obviously, Councilor Quaid will not be voting on this one. So this is payment on May 27th, 2026 to June 8th, 2026, totaling $360. This will be for cleaning City Hall. Comments or questions? Then I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Tracy Quaid's payment of $360. Thank you.
And thank you. Councilor Johnson has made motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
So Henderson has made a second. Any comments from the audience? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Lois? And
Okay.
Counselor Wade is saying. Calcium chloride for gravel roads. I would imagine, Shane, that you're going to talk to us about this.
So there's two prices. One is from Legacy Customer Wings and one is through St. Louis County. There's a caveat to the county contracts that they'll do that, and have written some this year, but, my recommendation would be to Legacy Customer Wings, they are applying against chloride for the city in the past 3 years. Consistently completing the work, in a satisfactory manner. But all staff is familiar with everybody, through all the contractor. He has that working for him, I should say. The scheduling process and overall quality of work is really well. So in addition, there are a limited number of contractors and companies from this area. And actually spray the roads for the municipalities. I'm saying this county, they extended the contract with the same company they used last year, Envirotech. Historically, it's taken longer to get the chloride applied to our roads, apply it on the county roads first, based on the contractors and past performance and the established work relationship with the city. Like I mentioned, I recommend just using Legacy Council always, again, this year, last year I received a full case, I didn't receive this year. So if you open up, one from Legacy Coastal Coatings and we do 150 grand this year. Gallon and sprayed to 167 a gallon. If you do the math, last year, 2025, we sprayed roughly 38 of those 128 gallons. Yes, 155, 158. I think it's to $60,242. With the price going to 167, 2026, with anticipated again, the same, pretty much the exact same. And stable, $30,000. With the county. There's a lot of stipulation, they spray for, what roads they spray on. As a complete coverage of roads, you have them. It's probably this, it's sort of thing. For everyone. I do have, I don't think, yeah. We just need to still need to know means, you know, like. They have the. Over there.
So we're looking at. Getting it a lower price from the county, but we have to apply it ourselves.
That is correct,
We have the equipment to do that.
but that's negative.
So the long run, it would be cheaper to go with the higher price.
Overall, you need your own tanker truck and you actually have that. Don't need to get all over because you have to have an actual small tank and break. It's currently like Legacy House and Golden, so you get their big tank and then they go up. They get the full free water. The Corning openings, big truck for the. 50-mile street. And you will maintenance.
You know what we budgeted for this year covers? That was going cool.
Yeah, that's correct.
Other comments? Question?
It goes up every year, but
So Shane, the dollar $1.44, that is purchasing and not spraying it through the county, they don't spray it for $1.44.
Oh, I think. So that's the price that we can buy in through the county contract, correct?
Applied.
No, okay.
All right.
So I know timing is important, and we don't wanna wait till. It only gets around. Every year we hear one.
It does look in full like it is $1.44 per gallon apply. But are you saying that because we don't have QR cars on those roads, and if they would actually apply them, then just deliver this then?
Well, so like I said, through that county program and maybe another, for them to have continuous spraying from like start to finish on each road, you have that. They don't. It's like $200 is what they state. Travel on your
So this does for 40,
90%. Basically,
so they wouldn't do that where they wouldn't apply it basically on 90% of our roads.
basically, yeah. And then the other ones that had 50 cars per day, they spot spraying, so where they was from being sprayed from spray.
So the other pricing is on every road that needs it, the entire road.
Yeah, so that's because I did look at this road, next year's. Not, there's only nothing else, so they would spray, they don't have smaller trucks, so they. Oh, it's not a tanker, comes in, we have a lot more short than.
Well, if it's budgeted for, I would rather have another done.
Are we doing a motion on this tonight, Tony?
Yes.
Any other questions for Shane? I'll look for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the quote for calcium chloride from Legacy Custom Coatings.
Counselor Henderson has made the motion. Do we have a second?
All support.
Counselor Jagger has seconded. Comments from the audience? Seeing none? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. So it looks this week like we have no first readings, no unfinished business, which leads us to adjournment. What about motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, me, I had.